Alright, what's up YouTube? I'm making this deck profile on a worm deck, as you can see. This is going to be posted in Senor Blanco's website. He's being really generous and letting me put this video on his on his YouTube channel, so that I can maybe get more subscribers. That way I can make more deck profiles, more videos. I'm gonna try putting up duels sooner or later when my card gets fixed. But this is just a new deck that it's pretty fun to play with. It's kind of competitive. I mean, depending on how you play it, and you'll see like the different combos and what hands you open up with, you can do a lot of damage in one turn. But let me get to it, and I'll give you more information towards the end. But I run one worm solid. He's basically good defense, and if they attack into you, basically if they take any battle damage, you get to select one of their back row and destroy it. And another plus is for how many worms there are in the graveyard, he gains 100 for each on his defense, and he's 16, so pretty good card. 2 Apocalypse, it works as MST basically, plus is a monster, so set them in defense, and it's even bait for noblemen if they side out second turn against you. But basically that's not his only purpose, but basically flip, destroy one back row on the field basically. The only bad thing about it is if they don't have any back rows, but you're not going to set this. If they flip this while you only have one back row, you have to pop your own back row, obviously. But you set it at the right time. 3 well, I only play 2 worm Caturas. He's basically the searcher. He gets flipped, you add level 4 to your hand, and you would probably go for this guy or this guy, but I'll explain that. Flip level 4. His attack is low, his defense is low. He's only good for his effect, that, and he can beef him up and be used for different things. Worm X, pretty good card. Whenever he's normal summon, you can drop any worm from your deck to the grave. He's 18, so he's a good beater. And his combo is either you do 18, you drop this guy, and his effect is whenever you have one Worm X on the field, just him by himself, you can special summon him from the graveyard, face down defense. Face down defense is good because his effect works when he's flipped, and he's 18 defense. His flip effect says you return one face-up monster your opponent controls back to their hand. You get me? So back to the owner's hand. So even if they take one of your monsters somehow or reborn it, you can basically get it back. And that's the combo with him. Or you can drop any other worm so that he can get his effect if he's on the field, and he says remove a worm from your graveyard, and he could attack twice. His attack is 17, and he's pretty good, and you'll see, I mean 17 is really low, but you'll see why it's better on later on. I run 3 Worm Queen. I was gonna put 2 and 2, but this is working out so far. Worm Queen says you can tribute summon her by tributing 1 worm, so that's good. You can always flip Apocalypse and then go into her, and then her other effect says once per turn you can tribute a reptile worm monster on the field, even herself, to special summon a worm with levels less than or equal to the one you tributed, and she's 27, so she's like the main boss of the deck. And apart from 0, but yeah, basically that's her effect, and you can see plenty things you can do, and later on you'll see what other main strategy I use with this. But then there's the Worm King. I can get both of these out on the field at the same time off of a certain combo, which will be this card, but I'll get to it in a minute. But King says tribute a worm on the field. He's 27 as well, 27-11 defense, and he says destroy tribute a worm on your side of the field, and destroy card your opponent controls. So that's pretty good, and that's the monster lineup. Now for the spells, you know, Dark Holes, you know, basic staple, MST, no explain. You know, I only play one because I have 2 Apocalypse, but some people could pay 2, you know. Book of Moon, this is to the current black ban list, so Book of Moon, I had 3 of them, but now it's 1. You know, you can reuse your flip effects, or you can just, you know, book one of your opponent's monsters that are stronger than you and try to get over them with your monsters. 1 future, you know, future fusion for this guy. Wait a minute, blurry, there you go. Future fusion for this guy, and I'll explain later his effects. Then you have Poly, you know, not too, it's kind of never a dead draw, well, for me at least. You know, you can always take out Poly if you want, but it's really good because then you can get Worm 0 out, and there's a lot of worms that you can, you know, get off of that. Well, not get off of that, but, you know, use for this. And this is why he's pretty good when he could attack twice. I have double solidarities. I might put triple, I'm not sure, and maybe take out one of these, but I think how I have it right now, I always draw into this, and it's pretty good. And you know, it beefs them up. And now for the main card, this is like the main card of the deck for me, and I play 3 because it's basically like I have 4 monster reborns. This says you can special summon any monster in your graveyard. There's a reptile type, but it can't be a non-tuner, and then you can at the end phase it'll get destroyed. But if you do Worm X, discard this from your deck to the graveyard, activate Rebirth, get Worm Queen, tribute Worm Queen to bring out another Worm Queen from your deck, then the destroying part just got negated and you got a free Worm Queen, you know. Or if you already have Worm Queen on the field, you still Rebirth for a Worm Queen, tribute a Worm Queen, and bring out a Worm King, and then have Worm King and Queen. That's the main combo. Dropping, you know, that's why X is really good, because it's like a Foolish basically. And that's Viper's Rebirth, you know, 3. You can tell me if you think that's good or not. Dark Bribe, Dark Bribe is really good because you can stop them from destroying this if you really want 0 to come out, or, you know, if they're trying to Dark Hole while you have the, you know, King and Queen. Sorry for moving so much, making y'all dizzy probably, but yeah, basically that's why I have Dark Bribe here. And if they draw a card, I mean, it really, I don't know, drawing a card can, you know, mess you up, but I mean, this is mainly because I don't have a second Solemn Warning. You can replace this for a Solemn Warning. I have Royal Oppression. As you can see, the only special summoning you will want to do is this. You always tribute for this. These 2 require just 1 tribute. This worm. So this will really help you out so that they won't bring out big beaters on you. 2 Compulse. This basically, you know, gets rid of Stardust and any other synchros you don't want. You know, Bottomless, Stable, and this is their Icarus attack. Basically is offering to Snake Deity, and that's the name of it. You destroy 1 reptile monster. It has to be face up, and you then destroy 1 of yours and destroy two cards. Yeah, 2 cards your opponent controls, and you run these in 3s. You know, always you can flip Apocalypse, destroy a back row, and then destroy 2 more cards with this. And then Solemns, you know, basically stop them from getting over you. And like I said, this could be another Solemn, but I don't know. And that's just a 40, that's the 40 card deck, and you can add these guys if you wanted to make it 42, but I don't know, I just made it 40. And then Worm King is the main beater, you know, well, not main beater, but he's one of the boss monsters. And basically if you make him by doing 2, he gets 3 effects. The high is 6 if you use 6 worms to make them. Once per turn you can draw a card. That's if you use 6 or more. 4 or more, you can remove from play 1 reptile monster from your graveyard to send 1 monster on the field to the graveyard. You send, not destroyed, so that's really good. And then if you use 2, you can once per turn select the reptile monster in your graveyard and special summon it to the field. And you know, he gains 500 for each worm that you use anyways, so 500 times 4, 20, you know, and keep going on. So basically that's the deck for you. You can leave some comments, go check out my video. I'm pretty sure he's gonna put the link somewhere down there. Thank you very much, Senor Blanco. And y'all should look at all his videos. He has really good videos on there, including mine. Peace.